What's going on, guys, and welcome to the first episode of my NHL 24 San Jose Sharks franchise mode series. A lot of you voted for the Sharks in the last poll I did, so even though they came second to the Capitals, I promised you guys they would be the next team I use. Obviously, right now in real life, they're not doing so great, currently last place in the NHL, so we'll see if they can turn this team around. If you guys watched the one video I did where we simulated the seasons until the Sharks won the Cup, they actually won the Stanley Cup after 7 simulations, so maybe this team isn't as bad as we think. As you guys can see there, our top players are Thomas Hertl, Logan Couture, Anthony Duclair. Are any of those guys still going to be on the team when we win the Stanley Cup? Maybe Thomas Hertl, but Couture and Duclair will definitely be moved on from. Now look at the team overalls here, guys. We're surprisingly one overall above the Ducks. We have an 86, they have an 85. The two worst teams there in the Pacific Division. In the Central there, you got the Blackhawks who are worse than us. Coyotes are tied. So again, this team's not going to be good. Obviously, we're looking to be in those Macklin Celebrini sweepstakes. Probably even trade away some guys to make sure that happens. Setting wise here, side caps on, along with computer trades, everything else that was turned off. Now, as always, guys, for this series, I have the injuries turned off just because they're so annoying to deal with. Period length there, I actually changed to 3 minutes, as I don't think it affects the sim, so that way if we do want to jump into a game, we don't have to like play forever. Difficulty though is still superstar. Also too, trade difficulty there is set to hard, that way a bit more of a challenge for us. And now looking at the advanced settings here, a lot of you guys asked me to turn the sim engine scoring up to high, so I'm going to try that. We'll see what happens. Also to the draft class quality, prospect quality, I'm going to have both of those set low for like the first 4 seasons after basically all the real life prospects are gone. After that, we'll turn both those up to medium. Also, too, guys, I'm going to turn attribute effects up to 9 out of 10. That way, we hopefully get more realistic sim with the good teams doing good, bad teams doing bad. And one last thing here, I almost forgot to mention, it's actually a pretty big detail. Normally, my franchise mode series lasts 10 seasons, but I've noticed like the last couple episodes, no one seems to watch. So instead, I'm going to actually turn that down to 8 seasons. So we got 8 years here to win Stanley Cup with the San Jose Sharks. That actually kind of works out well, too, with the draft. The first 4 years, which is the first half of the series, is low-low. The second half will be medium-medium. I hope, no one gets too upset by that, but I think 8's just a nicer number. That way, too, you still have a lot more real players in the game. And honestly, too, it just makes it a bit more challenging on me, as now I have a little bit less time to win that Stanley Cup. And real quick, guys, I want to give a shout out to Vasi, as I'm using his custom roster for this series. I have made some changes to it, but overall, it's basically his roster. So if you guys are on the Series X, definitely go and check it out. And before I forget, guys, wouldn't mind leaving a thumbs up on this video for the first episode of this new series. That way, the most amount of people will see it. I'd really appreciate it. And now next, you guys will show what the team is looking like to start this series. I've already gone through and edited the lines how I think I want them to start. So I've got Hertl and Couture playing on the first line with Zadina. I feel like Zadina, if he gets the ice time, maybe he can perform, actually, be that 6th overall pick he was supposed to be. I've got him here as a low elite, 80 overall. Again, playing with the 2 best players on the team, getting those minutes. Maybe he'll actually become the player we all thought he was. Second line's not terrible. Duclair, Granlund, Barbanov. Third, you got Zetterlund, Kunin, LeBanc. And the fourth there, you got Lindblom, Sturm, and Giovanni Smith. Defensively, this is where the team is rough. So, Mario Ferraro, Kalen Addison, of course, they just traded for. He's 2380, medium top 4. Definitely be running like the first power play for us. They actually get a +3 chem boost. Matt Benning, Edward Vlasic on the second. Kyle Burrows and Jan Ruda on the bottom pair. Vlasic, here you can see, has that terrible contract, $7 million for the next 3 years. But honestly, I don't even think we're going to be near the salary cap max anyways. Goaltending-wise, you got Blackwood starting, Kakinen backing him up. I actually gave Blackwood a slight overall boost just because he's been playing pretty good this year considering how bad that Sharks team is in front of him. So we'll see if we can actually maybe hold on to him here in this series. Also, too, right now, I've actually got Mike Hoffman scratched. I just kind of went through the lines, and I feel like we don't really need him anywhere. So if we can immediately trade him, get a pick back, I think it makes sense. Look at the AHL team. William Eklund here, first line left wing. If you guys are wondering who's on the thumbnail, well, it's Will Eklund. He was the Sharks' 7th overall pick back in 2021. Should be a big part of this rebuild going forward. Signing that first line, you got Thomas Bordelot, played for Michigan. I also really hope he becomes a player for us, like at least 85 overall. You got Ozzy Weisblatt there, former first-round pick. Stan Philip Bystedt here, signing that second line. Peterson's on a bad prospect. Cole Castle's actually shut down McDavid back in the OHL final like 8 years ago. Defensively, the AHL is actually a lot better than NHL. Like, you got Kinzov there, Mukamil Dean, high top 4 potential. They got back, of course, in the Timo Meier trade. Oh, Hotyuk there. Simix, just a cap dump. Goaltending, McAdemy maybe becomes a guy for us. 24-78, medium starter potential. So I think, there is some things to look forward to with this Sharks team, but obviously some bad contracts. On top of Edward Vlasic, Hertl's making $8 million for the next 7 years. He's a good player, but I don't know if he's $8 million good. Couture's also making $8 million for the next 4 years. Like, those are going to be tough contracts to trade. So we might just honestly have to eat those and just hold on to those guys while we do our rebuild. If you guys don't know in terms of the Sharks captaincies, all the guys with bad contracts are writing letters. So Couture there's got a C. Hertl has an A, same with Edward Vlasic. And now in terms of the coaching staff, guys, I was actually surprised to see our head coach has an A- overall. So I'm a little bit worried about that because he might make our team play a bit better than they should. But I'm not going to fire him right away because he could be a good coach for us in the future. Also, too, I noticed the NHL goalie coach has a C teaching. If this ever happens to you guys, immediately fire them. Like, literally my AHL goalie coach has an A teaching. Talk to someone from EA who does franchise. All that matters for goalie coaches is the teaching stats, so there's no reason why we need this NHL goalie coach on the team. And as you guys can see here, if you go to AHL assistant coaches, sort by teaching, we got 4 guys there with A+ overall we can hire instead. And now, as I mentioned, guys, I want to trade Mike Hoffman here. Also, too, if you look, Will Smith's actually the highest value player on the team. Was the Sharks' first round pick, the 2023 draft, taken 4th overall, behind only Bedard, Carlson, Fantilli. So he's a very good player. You guys can see a few X factors on him. 76 medium elite. I think, he'll make the NHL team in 1, maybe 2 seasons. So him and Eklund are kind of like our 2 guys, maybe the future 1-2. Draft pick wise, we have our first rounder plus the Penguins. The Penguins actually has a good amount of value there, so maybe they see the Penguins missing the playoffs. And so right here, guys, I'm off the New York Islanders, Mike Hoffman for Matt Maggio. I think I actually made a trade for Maggio in my Blackhawks series before we lost all the save files thanks to EA. So as you guys can see here, he's 68 high top 9. I'm a big fan of his as he was actually the captain of the Spitfires last year, led the OHL in scoring. Maybe he can help us along with this rebuild. Now the value's pretty equal. They want Hoffman, Maggio's on the block. Let's see what they say. Trades rejected. Honestly, I thought, that was a pretty good offer. I'm willing to throw on like a 6th round pick as well. I think we're still getting back pretty good value here. And they say yes, okay. Also, guys, after that trade, I want to check free agency here. Obviously, Patty Kane, the #1 player available. Only asking for $2 million, the same as Shane Pinto's kind of crazy. You can see Kane there's 84 overall, but nasty offensive stats. Like, I bumped him up to 99 deking there. Obviously, his defense is physical are pretty low, but I'm sure he's still going to be a god in the sim. Having said that, we're trying to be bad, so I'm not going to sign him. There are a couple of guys I actually do want to sign. The first, Jesse Puljujarvi here. Kind of like Zadina. He's got low potential. He is only 78 at 25, though, so, like, he's probably not going to end up being anything for us. On a 1-year deal, he wants league min, so I'll do like 800K. Just give me the AHL anyways. And there's actually another guy I want to sign. I'm going to have to go deep looking for him here. There he is, guys. It's not every day you can get a former first overall pick for free. Nail Yakupov, 29 years old, 76 overall. I think it'd be fun just to put him in the AHL even. See if he can tear that league out. Maybe we call him up in the NHL. I'm trying to think. Would he do a 7-year deal? Just have Yakupov for the rest of this thing. Just for the meme. I would do 900K for 7 years for Yakupov. Like, honestly, who cares? Having said that, I just noticed we have 50 of 50 contracts. So, do have to go and trade away a couple guys. Alright, guys, right now I'm trying a small trade with the Avalanche, offering up 3 players we really don't need. Guryev's the best one, low top 60 potential, but 67 overall at 20 years old. Probably won't end up, being a player. We're moving up 1 round here from the Devils 7th, the Avs 6th. They got a decent amount of contract spots open, and they say yes. Okay, so nice move there for us. Obviously, again, allows us to bring in, hopefully, Puljujarvi and Yakupov. Again, so funny to me. Former first overall picks. And there we go, guys. Puljujarvi said yes. Again, probably just giving the AHL for us. Maybe 4th line over Smith. Could actually help him out a bit, getting those NHL minutes. Yakupov as well, joined the AHL team. Now, after that trade, the couple signs we made, guys, here's an update look at the team. Forward-wise, just Puljujarvi's down the 4th line instead of Smith. I think defense is the same. Never showed you the special teams before, but you can see power play 1 there. Like, clearly, we need a true, #1 defenseman. Especially, it is good the Sharks got Ass in real life, though, because, like, he's their only even decent offensive defenseman. Power play 2 there, you can see. Kind of rough. I mean, we're supposed to be the worst place team in the NHL. Are we going to be? I don't know. I feel like it's honestly sometimes harder to get last place in the sim than it is to actually win the Stanley Cup. In terms of the AHL team, that one's actually looking a lot different. So, I think the first line, why not, throw Yakupov there, Bordelot, Eklund, I think it's just fun. Second line, you got Gushin, I actually found to scratch. Maggio's there now. Defensively as well, Henry Thunder scratched for some reason. I don't really understand why. Goalies are the same. So, again, going to be interesting to see. If we're doing 2 again, we'll definitely just start, selling like crazy. Now, so far through the 6 preseason games, Logan Couture's got 14 points, averaging over 2 points a game. I know it's just preseason, but maybe that's a sign he's gonna have a really good year, and I'm actually able to trade him after. So our ratings here, guys, we got 88 offense, 85 defense, and 83 goaltending. Let's see how this team does. This is kind of interesting, guys. Red Wings offering us Shane Gostisbehere for 3rd and 7th. That's honestly like really cheap to get him. Obviously, we don't need him. I'm trying to be bad. I'm just wondering, like, if we made this trade, could we potentially flip him for more at the deadline? I'm just thinking, honestly, even if we do flip him for, say, like a 2nd and a 6th, I don't think it's worth, doing better and lowering our odds against Celebrini, so I'm going to say no. It's an interesting one, guys. Blackhawks offering us their 3rd and 4th in 2025 for our 3rd and 6th in 2025, plus Ryan Carpenter. Carpenter's in the AHL. He's like a 77 overall. I think we do this trade because the Blackhawks aren't going to be good either. If they were like a contending team, I would say no because their 3rd's almost a 4th at that point, but this is actually a really good trade. Getting picks for a guy that was not even being used. This one's kind of funny, guys. Canucks trying to get us to give them a 5th round pick for Tyler Myers. I feel like they'd have to give us picks to take his contract, even with 1 year left. Definitely not worth it. Now, we're almost at the end of December here. They're basically offering us the exact same thing again. As you can see, just beat the Kings. Like, we were winning, honestly, way too much. Here we're trading down to get a McDonald. That doesn't make any sense. He's on a league min deal. So, Again, we got like a big win there against the Canucks in OT. I don't really get it. Chicago again. Our 3rd round pick back in 2025. Then we're swapping Jets and the Rangers 4th rounders. Those are both going to be mid-4th. And they get Simek, who for us is in the AHL, not even being used. So I'll say yes. Also, too, just gives us a bit more cap space if we need it for some reason at the deadline. Nick McDonald here, who I think played like first line left wing for the Sharks this season. I think it was only a couple shifts, but just kind of tells you, what kind of state they were in at the start of the year. He's back in the AHL team. And we just beat the Avalanche 5-1. Avs should be a great team. I don't understand it. So we're currently, a middle of the pack team, 35 points there, a little under 500, 16, 18, and 3. The thing is, I'm trying to suck. The Ducks, they're last in the division. They have 27 points. The Blackhawks, who again made a couple trades with us, they have 35, so they're actually tied with us. The Red Wings have 28. I don't know why the Red Wings are doing so poorly. The Capitals have 23. Oh my goodness, they are playing like garbage. Okay, so we got to catch the Ducks and the Capitals. Obviously, you can always get lucky. Also, too, just because there are so many teams here in like the low to mid 30s, we want to try and, beat them out, if you want to say that, and actually get a little bit worse. So probably not going to do anything right now just because I think we can get more value for our guys at the deadline. It's easier to trade them with the cap space. More teams have picks on the blocks, prospects on the block. We basically just have to hope over the next couple months we start losing more games. Now, having said that, guys, I did want to check and see leading score right now. It's the captain, Logan Couture, almost a point per game. AHL-wise, Muka Moldin, over a point per game. Geez. And the AHL team's second in their division, but they actually have the most points, so it's a pretty good sign. Also, guys, I noticed William Eklund's now 80 overall in the AHL. Thing is, I'd rather him just kind of dominate the AHL this first season, then next year we'll call him up when he's higher rated. Maybe he could actually win the Calder Trophy as well, too, if we do call him up. I feel like that actually might make our team a little bit better. And again, not trying to be amazing, just trying to, get some younger players higher rated, get some, veterans to produce, that way we can trade them for more. We'll see if we can accomplish that along with finishing lower in the standings. And look at this, guys. We're getting another great trade for a guy we have buried in the AHL. LA offering us a 5th round pick for a 7th, and McDonald, I just mentioned him, playing a few shifts, first line left wing in real life. Now he gets a chance to go to LA. Nashville offering us Alexander Carrier in a 4th for Sturm, a 4th and a 5th. I don't think Carrier is that young. I feel like if he's 23, it's worth it. I want to say he's like 25. He's 27. Oh, wow. He's a lot older than I expected. Okay, yeah, so we're rejecting. All right, guys, we're at the trade deadline now with a record of 25, 29, and 8. Still doing better than I expected. We actually had the same amount of points as the Kings somehow. 10 points up on the Ducks. The Jets there are 1 point behind us, last in the Central. The Red Wings have 50. Canadians 57. Capitals 56. They're close to us now. Flyers 51. So there's a few teams there we're probably not going to catch, but we could have, like, the 4th best odds. And I think as long as we get, like, a top 3 pick, can draft one of Celebrini, Yzerman, or Demidov, we're in a pretty good spot. Obviously, that's a guarantee we get last. Doesn't look like that's going to happen, but you never know. At the deadline here, Couture still playing well, 56 and 62. AHL team-wise, Muka Moldin, still over a point per game. That's crazy. And the AHL team, they're first in their division, 77 points. Kind of ideal. I mean, you want your AHL team to be playing well. The young players, producing, shows they'll hopefully produce once they get called up to the NHL. Obviously, guys, at the deadline here, we are full-blown sellers. Maybe should have started selling earlier, but again, I think you do get more value if you wait. So at the deadline, Brodin's on the block, along with Spurgeon. Minnesota's basically trading away their top D pair. Swayman's also on the block. He'd make our team pretty good. Also, too, I think 25. We would need like a much younger goalie with kind of our window. Deneau, Kuzmenko, Tanev, Tarasenko, Hanifin, Perron, Wallman. Obviously, this is sorted by rating and not by trade value. So there might be some really good prospects available if we just go and look through. Wow. Carolina Hurricanes just offered us a 1st round pick for Anthony Duclair and a 2025 3rd. I'm going to say yes to this for sure. I'm just curious to see how Duclair is playing for us this season. He's got, wow, that's not too bad at all. Second liner, not terrible on a bad team. We get a 1st round pick. Love that. Definitely not calling up Eklund. Hopefully that doesn't actually happen. We can keep him in the AHL. This is an interesting one, guys. The Blue Jackets want us to take Branson's terrible contract in exchange for essentially 1 3rd-round pick. Plus, we have to give them Barbanov. That might be like one of the worst trade offers I've ever seen. All right, guys. Now, next year, trying to make another trade to Carolina Hurricanes. So we made 2 trades to Chicago. Now, we might be making 2 trades to Carolina. Trying to get Alexander Nikishin here. He's actually a solid young defenseman. Currently playing the KHL. He's producing a bunch. I think he was like a 3rd-round pick in 2020, something like that. Offensive defenseman, again, something that we definitely need. Even, with Avson plays well, we need a guy in the future, along with Muka Moldin, offering up Barbanov here. 8th year overall. He's actually got 48 points in the season. Not bad at all. But, he's expiring deal there. He's 29. If we can trade him in a 3rd for Nikishin, I think it makes a lot of sense. He's also got high top 4D potential. Let's see what the Hurricanes say. Trade's accepted. All right. So Awesome trade for us. Also, too, guys, while I was looking at the team trying to decide, you know, who we could trade them to get Nikishin, I actually noticed Kalen Addison here is up a bunch in value. He's got 5 goals and 35 assists on the year. He's actually averaging almost 26 minutes a night. Just kind of tells you, like, rely on him heavily. Top D pair, top power play. Now, having said that, he's actually on a 1-year deal there, making just above league min, so definitely want to extend him before the end of the season. There might be a couple other guys, too, we want to do that with. Also, too, guys, right below him, Mikael Granlund here is up a bunch in value as well. 14 goals, 41 assists, or 55 points. If we can trade him, especially because he's making kind of a lot there, $5 million for 82, and get a good return, it's definitely worth it. Now check this out, guys. The New Jersey Devils have Simon Nemec on the block. I have no idea why. Second overall pick back in 2022. 20 years old there, 67 overall, mainly potential. He got 45 points right now in the AHL. I'm offering up Grant, who, like I mentioned, up in value a bunch. Now I'm retaining 50% on him, so next year we'll have to pay $2.5 million of the contract, but again, we're not going to be anywhere close to the salary cap max. Also getting them the Hurricanes' first round pick. I feel like it's going to be a late first. No way we get a player anywhere near as good as Nemec. We'll see what the Devils say. The value's pretty equal on this. Trades rejected. Okay, I mean, that's fair. I feel like, you know, that'd be getting Nemec at a steal. Now, having said that, definitely willing to add a bit to it. They like Jan Ruda. I mean, I would definitely trade him to them. New Jersey be over the salary cap max. Maybe we have to take somebody back here. Andre Palat here making $6 million for the next 4 years. I'm surprised isn't, you know, lower value. Only has an 83. We could do that. The value is still on our side here. Maybe still we want to give them somebody else. Just can't be too expensive. Al Burrows here is 79, making 1.1 for the next 3 years. We could add him. At this point, I mean, they get a forward, couple D-man, a first. Let's see what they say. Trades rejected. Consider taking a Ruda. Okay. Phil Zadina playing first line this year has produced a little bit, and because of that, he's actually got some value. I mean, Zadina, he is 24. Ship him out with Granlund, Ruda, and a first for Nemec Palat. What do the Devils say to this one? Wow. Okay, so trade away a huge package there. They get, you know, Granlund, Zadina put in the top 9. They get Ruda on the back end of first, but we get Simon Nemec. Palat's contract, which honestly had more value than it should have, but I think that trade was more than, you know, in our favor. And next year, guys, there's like 30 minutes left. I'm trying to make one more trade with the New York Rangers. Kevin LeBanc, I'm not going to bring him back. I'm going to give him a chance to play playoff hockey. We can't retain salary because we've already done it on 3 players. That's right, because, oh man, Carlson and Burns both have retained salary, and then Granlund we have retained salary on for next year. We're running out of time now. Trying to find a team that likes him, that has cap space. Winnipeg Jets, 2nd round pick. They'd have more than 45 skaters. We just ran out of time. Honestly, the Nemec trade there just took a ton of time from us, but that is all right. We're going to get, like, you know, a 2nd or a 3rd. Maybe we could bring him back. So, the Nemec trade is one of the last ones of the day. Maverick Bjork there, the Seattle Kraken. Varlamov of the Buffalo Sabres. Interesting. Let's see. Sundqvist, the Avs. Susie, the Sabres. Arche for Nikishin. Monahan to the Lightning for Nick Paul. Matt Dunwood to the Jets. Patch Ready to the Devils. Obviously, he's healthy. Wallman to the Ducks. What are the Red Wings thinking? Teddy Bluger there to the Boston Bruins. Are you kidding me? Boston Bruins trade away Matthew Poitras. The fans are not going to be happy with that one. Jets also got Tarasenko, which is interesting because aren't they doing terrible? So why are they adding Tarasenko? That makes absolutely no sense. Luke Shen there, the Devils, for a 1st round pick, and Seamus Casey. We know Casey's a legend, but I thought we stole Nemec from the Devils, but the Predators absolutely stole that 1st round pick in Casey. Actually, I just noticed they also traded away Thomas Novak and Alexander Carrier, so they got, you know, quite a bit back. And now, as I mentioned before, guys, next year I want to do some contract extensions. Hopefully get some guys cheaper than if we wait till the end of the season. Now, since we were able to trade LeBanc, I wouldn't mind re-signing him here if we can get him for the right price. 3 years, $3 million. Let's try, like, 2 years, $3 million, and see what he says. He just want to come back. Addison, this is going to be the big one. Oh my goodness. I should have signed him at the beginning of the year. Honestly, I'm just worried about everything else. Making sure the lineup looked right, the coaches, the scouting, and he's asking for $10 million. Wow. That's pretty crazy. So, I mean, we have the money, but I'm just not going to give him that much money. That is ridiculous. Looks like we're going to have to play hardball with him, wait till the fall, and try and get him a little bit cheaper. Now, the rest of the guys here I'm looking at, I'm probably either not going to bring back, or they, you know, shouldn't really cost much money at all. Maybe Peterson, if he gets some NHL time, might ask for more than he should. So for that reason, we'll do 3 years, $1 million. And so after those trades, guys, here's an updated look at the team. First line's now Hurdle, Couture, and Zetterlund. Now, I did find that one video I did. If you put Hurdle, Couture together, the team does better. The thing is, it also means that these two produce more. I'm hoping if they continue to produce, they keep their rating up, we could actually trade them away, even with those bad contracts. Zetterlund now riding shotgun, first line right wing. He might produce a bit more. LeBanc, Stern, Palat's the new 2nd line. We got Lindblom, Kunin, Puljujarvi on the 3rd, with Brandon Coe, Peterson, and Smith there on the 4th. Peterson was in the AHL, but honestly, 30 points playing second line is not amazing. Ko there was actually a scratch player, so HL team should still be fine. Defensively there is pretty much the exact same, just called up Kinzov. Goaltending, of course, no change. Look at the HL team. Defense is actually better now. You got Henry Thrun and Nemec on the top pair, Muka Moldin, Ohotyuk on the second, Gawank, Emerson, bottom. Kind of funny, half of our defense are former Devils players there in Nemec, Muka Moldin, and Ohotyuk. Forward-wise, first line, no change. Second's now Cod, Bystedt, Gushin. You got Maggio, Robbins, Weisblatt. The fourth line's kind of rough, but overall, AHL team hopefully can still, make a run here at the Calder Cup. NHL team, we trade away a lot of guys. Like we trade away Granlund, Zadina, Duclair, Ruda. Might even be somebody else I'm missing. Hopefully, they start to play worse now, but honestly, with this game, watch us go on a big win streak. And there we go, guys. LeBank's coming back. 2 years, $3 million. I think is very fair for him. Definitely, we'll be able to trade him in a couple of years if we're starting to compete. Don't want his contract. Peterson as well said yes. All right, guys, so I accidentally simmed an extra day here, but the regular season is now over. Logan Couture there was our leading scorer, 78 points in 82 games. You can see our final record there was 34, 38, and 10, so I'll show you guys where that had us in the standings. Now, behind Couture here, Hurdle at 63 was a -10. Couture was actually a +1 on this team, so honestly, very impressive from the captain. LeBanc, 58. He should jump from an 82. Addison, 58. He actually slowed down quite a bit, so I don't know. $10 million for him is crazy still. Andre Palat, what do you do with us? 14 and 20, not terrible. Zerlin at 42, Kunin at 40, Ferraro at 30 as a defensive D-man. That's honestly not too bad either. Blackwood's numbers here, just under 900, 3.4. Kakinen, a little bit better. AHL-wise, McAnemy, 905, 293. I like seeing that. Muka Moldin, lead scorer in the AHL team still, 65 points. Eklund at 63, still an 80. Yakubov at 62. Nemec at 54. Let's take a look and see. On our team, he had 9 and 16. He was actually doing better there with Utica. Thomas Bordelot, 49. Gushin, 51. Henry Thrun, 46. So, honestly, yeah, pretty impressed from this AHL team. Now, look at the entire league here, guys. Let's see. McDavid first in scoring, 117. Honestly, lower than I expected, considering I've got the Simonton scoring and shot frequency both set to high. Behind him, Bedard. Am I reading that right? Bedard had 116 points his rookie season. What? What? I guess that's what high scoring does. Oh my goodness. Connor Bedard. Wow. Pavelski, 114. What? Pavelski had 114 points with the Stars. Eichel, Matthews, Robertson, Draisaitl, Nylander, Miller. I guess Pavelski was just on a line with Robertson and probably Rupe Hintz, and that line went off. Goals here, Bedard, 58. So he's winning not only the Calder Trophy, he was also won the Maurice Richard in his rookie season. Defensive scoring there, Adam Fox put up 102, followed by Carlson, Makar. So the three guys that are usually there. Also, Quinn Hughes, 74. He'll probably end up winning it a couple times. Goaltending stats here, Shesterkin, 50 wins. All right, save percentage here for a starter. Gustafsson actually on Minnesota, .911. Kind of surprising since they were selling a bunch of their players at the deadline. And it looks like the goals against here for a starter is Shesterkin there at 2.8. Rookie skaters, I mean, not really surprised. Yeah, Bedard, 116. Leo Carlson, though, 70 points. Fantilli, 65. Cooley, 62. Again, these four guys kind of in a class of their own. So Bedard's an 88 now. Carlson's still an 81. Fantilli's up to an 82. And then Cooley there, still an 80. And now next year, guys, I'll show you the standings again. We did not make the playoffs, but I think we did a little bit too good. Hurricanes won the President's Trophy, 111 points. Of course, they got, some of our former players. Kind of surprised to see the Rangers and the Islanders there, 2 and 3. Let's take a look and see any other surprises. Nobody crazy. I think Ottawa gets screwed at 14. Again, that Atlantic Division's just too good. Boston missing the playoffs. Calgary squeaks in there. Columbus did pretty decent. Same with Nashville. Chicago, honestly, probably just did that good because Bedard went off. So we finished 26th the entire league. So not where we wanted to be. Literally, if we won one less game, we would have the 4th best odds of getting the 1st overall pick. Now, instead, we've got the 7th best odds. 7 is my lucky number, but still not sure how good I feel about this one. AHL team, San Jose Barracuda up out of 100 points. Even after they're losing some guys, they actually won the league. Okay, so honestly, the AHL sim went perfectly for us. See who we got here in round 1. Hopefully, the AHL team can go on a Calder Cup run here. I think that'd be pretty fun. So, Calgary Wranglers here. We're actually probably playing Dustin Wolf now in the first round. Very good goalie. 5-game series, of course, for the first 2 rounds. 5-4 OT win. It's actually tied up, and they ended up, wow, so they tied it up, and then they won the next 2 games to win 3 straight there to beat us. Unfortunately, we're out in round 1 after winning the entire league. That's just a EA playoff sim for you. And now the playoffs are complete, guys. The New York Rangers, they won the Stanley Cup. Calder Cup goes to the Bakersfield Condors. Now, of course, the moment of truth, the draft lottery's coming up. Oh, man. Okay, we don't fall back at least. We keep our 7th pick. Montreal, are you kidding me? Montreal jumped from 4 to 1. So literally, if we won one less game, that would have been us jumping from 4 to 1. Flyers are from 3 to 2. 7th overall, we're still getting an elite player, I believe. Just like not one of the better elite players in my opinion. Really sucks, you know, team couldn't have done even worse, but I mean, it is what it is. We got really good return, I think, for the players we traded away. Take a look here, guys, at the playoff tree. Rangers there with the Islanders at 6. Battle of New York first round's pretty cool. Then they beat the Devils in 6, Leafs in 7, and then the Avalanche in 7. The Avalanche is barely switching the playoffs, so kind of a Cinderella story for them, honestly, going on that deep of a run. But good on the Rangers. Awards here. I think we know the team awards there. Individual, McDavid with his 4th straight Art Ross trophy. Pavelski, though, gets the Hart. Honestly, at his age, putting up those numbers, I don't really mind that. Fox there, James Norris. Bedard got the Lady Bang, so he's taken home 3 trophies his rookie season. That's incredible. Also got the Calder, of course. Fox, Conn Smythe, Shesterkin, Vezina. Tons of hardware for the Rangers this season. William Jennings as well. Andrew Peeke there, Bill Masterton. Wild coach Jack Adams. So they actually ended up making the playoffs. It's kind of crazy. Actually, I just realized they finished first place in the West, and we're trying to trade Spurgeon and Brodin at the deadline. Like, that makes no sense. O'Reilly, Selke. Pavelski also got the Ted Lindsay. And then, of course, Bedard there, Maurice Richard. Take a look at the AHL awards next. Obviously, Bakersfield Condor. We won the league, though, along with our conference, so we got something. Zachary Benson there, most points. Now, he actually shouldn't have been allowed to go to the AHL. He should have been back in juniors, so they messed that one up. Parise there got MVP of the league. That's kind of funny, so they only signed him just to dominate the AHL. Zach Benson got most goals. Chibrikov there, best rookie. Muka Moldin, best defenseman. We'll take that. I mean, led our team in scoring. Callum Picard, best goalie. Linus Ullmark got signed by the Condors as well, back to Edmonton. And then won MVP of the playoffs. That's pretty cool. Parise there, sportsmanship. I mean, he's getting pretty old. Josh Brown, community involvement. And finally, Callum Picard, lowest goals against. And now next year, guys, we'll take a look at the retirement class. I don't think anyone from our team will retire. Maybe like Edward Vlasic, but no, I don't see him here. I feel like he has over 1,000 games played at this point. Honestly, nobody too crazy. Goalie-wise, Halak, and that's pretty much it. And here we go, guys. Time for the NHL entry draft. This is where we're going to make this team. I feel like that first draft is so important. So, first overall pick, Montreal Canadiens, not on the block. Same with the Flyers, Ducks, Senators. The Jets, though, 5th overall pick is on the block. That could be big. Okay, we're picking 7. We'll take a look here at the draft class. Macklin Celebrini is going first overall. No AI-generated players going above him. Yzerman 2, Demidov 3, Levshinov 4, Catton 5. You got Dickinson there at 6. Helenius there's high top 6. Kivaharju high top 4. I think Celiev's a high top 4. Now this Kelly guy's made up. Probably medium elite. Similar style there, Victor Hedman. I mean, look at his senses. They're all A pluses. He's probably like an 80-something out of the draft too. AI-generated prospect. They're always just really good. Wallace here. Let's see. Also similar style to Victor Hedman. Also an NHL already. He's got a couple of Bs though. So we could just take Kalinin, honestly, at 7. I think that might be the pick. Because we go up to 5, we could take Berkeley Catton. I feel like if I'm moving up, though, I want Yzerman, Demidov, or Levshinov. So I don't mind picking 7. Now, we also have a 23rd pick, guys, in the first round. I'm just looking to see, you know, who would be available around there. We could go for, like, a Henry Muse and Alex Zetterberg. I'm trying to think. Tanner Howe is also there. I'm kind of partial to Liam Greentree being a Spitfire fan. Christoporo as well. Right there you can see Benika's a gem. I actually need to check those gems right now. Let's see. So Demidov doesn't really help. Same with Levshinov. Benika there. Again, like, I don't know. There's other guys probably. Sorted by potential. This goalie, Kim Omen. Could be high elite. Going to go like 4th round. We'll definitely have to take a chance on him. Also, Vinny there, of course, we know is a solid goalie. He's going to be going like late 2nd. I mean, if we get that other goalie and he ends up being high elite, we really don't need Vinny. So like I was saying before, guys, I think we're just going to make our pick here at 7 because we really need defense on this team anyways, more than offense. And I think we're going to get a really good player. So Helenius just got taken at 6 by the Capitals. Levshinov goes to the Jets. Catton to the Senators. Demidov to the Ducks. Yzerman to the Flyers. And, of course, Celebrini to the Montreal Canadiens. So the draft so far has gone exactly as planned. We're the first team that's going to technically reach. Actually, you know what I just realized? As the Capitals took Helenius, Dickinson, of course, guaranteed medium elite. Thing is, NHL TA there's 1 year. This Kalinin guy, he's NHL ready. So I think I'm sticking to the plan, taking Valerie Kalinin here. Please be an 80 plus. And he's a 79. Okay, I mean, still, that's a great pick. We'll send to our next pick here, guys. Number 23, Alex Zetterberg just got taken. You got Henry Muse, the Oilers. Zane Parekh, the Blue Jackets. Adam Jarechek there, of course. David Jarechek's brother, literally 1 away from actually getting paired up with him on Columbus. That'd been pretty cool. Wallace there by the Sabres, 77 medium elite. He was the other guy we're looking at. So, yeah, definitely made the right pick. Dickinson actually fell there. As after our pick, you got Celia, who's a high top 4, then Kivaharju. St. Louis Blues there definitely lucked out. But next year, guys, we'll take a look at who's available. Personally, I mean, I think all these guys are going to be medium top 6s. As I mentioned, though, I think I want my guy. I think I want Liam Greentree. I'm a Spitfire season ticket holder. He's been our best player this year. He's 66 overall, medium top 6 out of the draft. That's solid for a late first rounder. And next year, guys, are trying to get another trade with the Carolina Hurricanes, going up from 39 to 35, offering them a 7th round pick. Honestly, there wasn't a ton of like great players available late, so really don't even need the 7th at all. They say yes. They're probably thinking at that point it doesn't matter. So Hopefully here we can actually get another Spitfire. I trade up to 35 for him, so we better still be here. And wow, he's actually 2 picks away. Now Banika here is also available. He's the gem. NHLETA's 2-year. Cristoforo here, NHLETA 3-year. Do I pass on the gem for my guy? I think I do. I don't normally do this, but again, I'm a Spitfire fan. 65, medium top 4. Let's take a look here at Banika. He's at 67. He's only 2 overall higher. Does he have any X factors? He doesn't, so yeah, I'm fine with that. And our next pick here, guys, is number 51. Are you kidding me? I was thinking Vinny was ranked 55. He goes 1 before us, the blue. 66, medium elite. Wow. I thought we honestly would have been safe there. I was going to take him. I was honestly pretty excited. I was thinking this draft could be going great for us. So Omen there is going to have to be our goalie. At this point, who can we take that's still, you know, pretty decent? Eric Olsen here, actually, I'm pretty sure is decent. It shows high fringe. I think he's like a medium starter, maybe even a little bit better. Sharks goalie prospect could honestly get an upgrade. So let's take Olsen. Hopefully I'm right. 66 high starter. Yeah, so not as good as Vinny. But I mean, honestly, he could end up being better depending how the two grow. And now next year, guys, we're trying to move up 12 spots in the 4th round, making a trade with the Seattle Kraken, giving them our 4th rounder. Emerson here's low top 60 potential. 24 years old, though, so he's nothing crazy. Russell, 2 years left on his contract. AHL potential. I just want that contract gone. Raxa here they like. Medium Bob, 6 potential, though. You know, pretty average. If we can actually dump some contracts on them and move up in the draft, it'd be amazing. And they say yes. Okay, so that worked out well. Also, too, I had to make that trade to make sure we'd get that Swedish goalie. I'm picking him like 10 early now, so he should still be there. Obviously, you never know, though. Check our pins. Okay, he is still there. So, Omen, please be good. Kim Omen. Oh, dang. 49 high fringe starter. I mean, we took a chance. You're never going to know. Next pick here, guys, 151. You might have saw the other goalie I had pinned. I just had him pinned because he had a funny name. His name was Dwight Crosby. Maybe think of like Dwight Schrute from The Office. We could take him there, but I feel like we've already taken enough goalies at this point. Honestly, we could take Larry McKenna, guaranteed medium top 9. Like, he could end up being a bomb 6 player for us. It's not terrible value at all in the 5th. 49 overall, a little bit, you know, underrated, but still not terrible. And I think this is our last pick now, guys. Late in the 6th round. And look at that, the Dwight Crosby dude's still there. I think it was meant to be. Screw it. 3 goalies in this draft. He's a low fringe, but again, had to take him just for the name. So overall, I feel like that draft went pretty well for us. Could have been slightly better if we got Vinny, but I think Olsen's, you know, still pretty solid. Kalen in there, our number 7 pick, I thought we really lucked out on. And here we go, guys. We're now at the re-sign phase. Obviously got some work to do with Kalen Addison's contract along with others. I can see Couture and Hurdle, both 87s now. Kevin LeBank's actually up to an 85, so him making $3 million for the next 2 years is a great contract. Gladly extended him. Ferraro and Zetterlund there, both 84s. I think Ferraro started at 83. Zetterlund was an 81, so he jumped quite a bit. Addison's down 83, so the ask can be crazy. Look at that. Will Eklund, now low franchise potential, up from a medium elite. It's like they knew I put him on the cover. They gave him the franchise potential. That is sick. So definitely he'll be in the NHL next season. Addison here is now asking for 7. So his ask has come way down. We'll qualify him here. 6 years, pays until he's 30. I mean, I don't know. This seems like a really weird contract. I'm going to offer what I think's kind of fair. Like, he's not going to say yes to this. For me, $5 million is kind of the max I'd be willing to do. He's not going to say yes to that, but we'll see. Luke Kunin, he wants 1.8. I think he's a very replaceable player. I think we're going to let him go. Just a lot of money there for a guy we can just sign in for agency. I think Edward Vlasic, we're just going to kind of wait out that $7 million contract. Will Smith's only 79, didn't really grow too much. I think he could have a spot in the NHL team this year, though. Especially, he should grow in the summer. He'll be at least an 80, so we'll get him signed, have him play, hopefully somewhere in the top 6. Killian as well, we just drafted 7th overall. His role there is top 6 defenseman, so we're going to sign him as well. Hopefully, get him some NHL minutes. After that, Puljujarvi, still a 78. Could keep him for the 4th line. Like, he's got decent defensive stats, okay physical. His potential has gone down to low top 9. He's asking for 1.8. Never mind. I thought he'd be asking for something a lot more fair. Nikishin, high top 4. We got to make sure we get him signed. Lindblom here, honestly, I wouldn't mind bringing back as a 4th liner. I think he's got a good story. It's asking for a little bit of money, but it's okay. We'll offer 1.2 there for 1 year. Now, Thomas Bordeleau here, I think, is going to end up being a really good player for us. 2 years, he wants $1 million. If we bet on him, pay him right now, $1.5 million for 8 years. I know a lot of people hate these contracts. I think that'll end up being really good for us. Henry Thrun wants over $1 million. He was in the AHL, so we're just going to have to qualify him. Ohotyuk also wants over $1 million. I don't get it. And now looking at our goalies here, guys, we actually have a ton of goalies. I didn't realize. I mean, I guess we did just draft 3 to go along with the other goalies they already had. So Blackwood coming back as a starter. Kakinen, he's 81. We got McEnany there's an 80. So McEnany could be the backup, I think. See what he's asking for. 1.5 million. It's kind of a lot, honestly, considering the fact he hasn't really proved anything. Let's do 1 year, 1.2. See how he does here as the backup. Romanov here, I guess, could be the AHL starter. Krona there backing him up. This guy, 2066 fringe starter. I mean, Olsen's same rating, 2 years younger, higher potential. He's never going to get used. We can just let him go. Goalies as well have like no trade value. So I think we are set there for goalie. Again, next year we're trying to tank again. I don't think I even said that word once in the first season, but yeah, clearly we were trying to tank. So I believe that's it for the extensions. Addison said no. I figured that, honestly. We'll just wait till the fall, hopefully get him at the right price. Lindblom said no. Wasn't happy with the team's success. You know what? If his wish is to go to free agency, then that's fine. I thought I was doing him a favor there. McAnemy, though, said yes. Same with Bordelot on that long-term deal. Again, hopefully that'll work out for us. I think everyone else there that's signing with us is just AHL players, along with Will Smith, of course, and Kalanen, who we just drafted. And I'm looking at our defense here, guys. It looks pretty rough on the surface. Like, we've only got 2 guys above an 80, but honestly, we've got so many good young players. Like, Kalanen's going to grow during the season. Muka Moldina and Nikishin will probably both be 80-plus after the summer. Nemec as well. So even though the defense looks that bad, I'm not going to sign, I think, any defenseman, and we'll probably still end up having actually a pretty good D-core. Now, forward-wise, we probably need to sign a couple guys since it is lacking severely. Also, too, probably have to make sure we hit the cap floor. All right, so here we go, guys. Another free agency period. Very curious to see what the free agent class is looking like. Brandon Montour wants 12.6. Teravainen, Patty Kane. I actually forgot to see which team he signed with. Let's take a look here. Anaheim Ducks. Interesting choice by him. 72 points. He actually got... What? He got sent to the AHL? What happened here? That's not even the Ducks AHL team. That's Manitoba. That's the Jets AHL team. How did that even happen? Because he never played for the Winnipeg Jets. And I didn't see him get traded, I don't think. But 34 points in 20 games, the AHL team. Then over a point per game, the NHL team. That makes absolutely no sense. I just don't even know. And now he's asking for 11 million bucks. Jake Gensel actually hits the free agency market. Tyler Toffoli there. Stevenson, Reinhardt. You can see Addison's way up there. Should sort this by overall, though. JJ Moser, Philip Hronik. Mike Hoffman, they're asking for almost 5 million at 34. Definitely glad we trade him away. Duclair as well hit free agency. Looking at goalies next year. Samsonov, 85 overall. Asking for almost 6 million. After that, just a bunch of 82. So honestly, it's a good thing we're set in goal. Now looking at goalies here, guys. Sorted by potential. Fowler, 1971 medium starter. Undrafted. What the heck? This guy just fell through the draft? Okay. We'll give him an offer for sure. Now looking at two-way skaters here. Sam Rinzel. What the heck are the Blackhawks doing? 2072 medium top 4. I'm going to sign him and I'll trade him back to the Blackhawks just because it's so annoying. Now, Luke Tucker is available. 2273 high top 9. Not quite as good a prospect as Rinzel. Drafted by Montreal. I'm going to make him an offer. He's the guy that I'll actually just keep. And now, in terms of these free agents, guys, I'm looking for a forward here that wants a 1-year deal who can flip at the trade deadline. All these guys want long-term stuff. I mean, that doesn't mean they won't accept a 1-year. Obviously, that still is possible. Duclair there wants 5. Barbanov also went to free agency. So, yeah, like, we got a lot of value there on guys who are just going to expire anyways. I'm thinking, do we bring Patty Kane to the Sharks and then trade him away at the deadline? I feel like at this point, it's all fair and square. Free agent, they're asking for 11 million. Never mind. We need someone like Tyler Bertuzzi, 6.6 on a 1-year. That's a lot, easier to trade away. Again, we can't retain because Granlund retaining on for this final year. And then it's still like another year or two of both Burns and Carlson. Tarasenko, 85, only wants 5 million. We put him top line, could produce, could trade him away come year end. Let's see, 1 year. Okay, let's offer Tarasenko 1 year, 5.5. I feel like that's not so much. Couldn't fit on most teams at the deadline, especially 2 at the deadline. The salary doesn't count for as much. I think apart from that, the couple other minor signs we made, obviously we got to get, Addison under contract. That's all we're going to do. So just going to keep a bunch of cap space because I want to make sure that this team doesn't do too well. Plus, we need the ice time for younger players. Do not want Athanasiou there in his contract. Now, this is kind of funny, guys. So I tried to do the right thing, signed Rinzel, trade him to Chicago. He actually ends up signing with Chicago anyway. As the Ice Hogs, the Chicago's AHL team. Luke Tuck, though, signed with us. Same with Fowler there, the goalie. Waiting to hear back from Tarasenko. And he does sign with us. Okay, so I think that 1-year deal, he knows the deal. He's got to perform, then he'll get moved to a contender at the deadline. Everybody's happy. All right, guys, so it's August 1st down. I'm trying to sign Kellen Addison. He wants a 1-year, $4.7 million deal. We have like $21.5 million in cap space. We definitely could do this. 2 years, he's still an RFA. 3 years, he's not. So let's make sure we have control of the player. Let's try 2 years, 5.5. Normally, I wouldn't pay an 83 this much, but he is going to be our #1 offensive defenseman. He is hopefully going to go up in rating. It's fine. We have the cap space. Again, we have to hit that salary floor minimum anyways. And there we go, guys. Addison did say yes. I think that's, pretty fair contract. Definitely a lot more fair than that 10 million he was asking for. I feel like I needed that one dude from the grocery store to tell him, you're not that guy.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
I'm trying to make one fell trade here, guys, to the Boston Bruins, offering up Kyle Burrows, who they want for a 6th. He's making 1.1 for the next 2 years. He's 79 overall. Honestly, he'd be like second pairing AHL at this point. We've had some growth, so Might as well try and get a pick, get rid of the contract. Bruins say yes. Now, looking at HL forwards, guys, we could use a couple extra players since we had so many guys getting called up. Brett Leeson and Cole Lind here, both 25.78. On a league min deal, I think it makes a lot of sense for both of them. We still have a good amount of contract spots. Also, too, I was looking at free agency. We're in September now. Teravainen still available, only asking for 5.8 at this point. Sam Reinhart there. It looks like they just asked for way too much money to start a free agency. Even Thomas Tatar, 85, asking for $3 million. I almost want to sign him just because I think that'd be such good value. So for right now, guys, I'm gonna leave both these guys unsigned as we continue Sammy, but let me know if I should like maybe sign one or both of them, just because, again, if they want a 1-year deal, could definitely flip them for assets at the deadline. And there we go. Leeson said yes. Same with Lynn. All right, guys. So next, I'll show you what the team is looking like for next year. Hopefully, like they're not, too good. It actually messes up with the tank. So first lines now. Will Eklund playing with Couture and Hurdle. Again, I feel like whoever plays with those two guys is gonna do well. He's got the low franchise potential. I think he could really excel. Second line, you got Tarasenko, Will Smith making his NHL debut, and Zetterlund. I'm really hoping one of the two Wills can actually win the Calder Trophy. Third line, you got Palat, Bordelot, LeBanc. Fourth is Robbins here. Basically, he just earned this spot for having 89 stick check and 4-star physical, and he's playing there with Nico Sturm and Giovanni Smith. Offensively, we got Ferraro, Addison still on the top pair. They're both 85s now, and they're getting a +3 chem boost. Mukabel, Dean, and Kalen on the second pair. Again, Kalen here, elite potential. He could also potentially win the Calder Trophy if he goes off. Vlasic, Nikishin, bottom pair. Nikishin's down 80, so like the defense isn't that bad. Goaltending, Blackwood starting, McAdamy backing him up. AHL-wise, you got Romanov there starting, Corona backing him up. In terms of the forwards, Yakubov's on that first line, now playing with Bystedt and Weisblatt. You got Cole Lind, we just signed, Peterson, Gushin, Maggio there with Leeson and Co. Caught there with Lund and Tuck. Defensively, you got Thrun and Nemec on the top pair, which is pretty nasty. Nemec actually didn't grow at all, or maybe like went up by 1. Benning and Ohotyuk on the second pairing. Kinzov, Gowank on the bottom. So Benning here's an 80, making 1.2 for the next 2 years. Probably could trade him. Usually these guys end up having at least a little bit of value, like a 3rd-round pick or something. But I'll just leave them there for now. We'll see if, any offers roll in if I do put them on the block. Now, before we end the video, guys, obviously no change to the captaincy, but I will show you the ratings for next season. Again, hopefully we're not, too good. Maybe we could actually land Michael Misa here. So we've got 88 offense, 84 defense, 82 goaltending. I think our ratings are actually slightly worse than they were last year, so that is a good sign. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the first episode of this new series. If you did, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the sub button down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.